The Autocolobus manual, presented by Lauren Buckout. Commonly known as the Pallas Cat, it's a small felid endemic to the Asian montane grassland and shrub steppe. The Autocolobus manual is known to select structurally complex habitats that provide cover from predators, in preference to open habitats with poor cover. Ross et al. In 2010 predicted that the Pallas cat would be a dietary generalist due to the high degree of seasonal variation and unpredictable prey base within their range. They found that several components of the cat's diet indicated that it was in fact a dietary specialist, and its preferred meal is the pica. See the image of the small mountain-dwelling mammal there. They found that it hunts the pica so much that they exploit populations regardless of their availability or the availability of other prey. A study conducted by the Pallas Cat International Conservation Alliance, abbreviated as PICA, similarly found that daily activity patterns of the cat align most with the pica. The data suggests that their behavior is more likely governed by the activity and abundance of prey species, primarily the pica, as opposed to potential predator species. The Autocolobus manual is believed to be a sympatric predator to the gray wolf, the Corsac fox, red fox, Eurasian lynx, Siberian polecat, marbled polecat, and Eurasian badger, and occasionally also falls victim to these predators. According to O'Brien and Johnson 2007 and Lee et al. 2016, the Autocolobus manual is believed to have lived in northeastern China, across Central Asia to the Iranian Caucasus, from the Himalayas to the southern rim of the boreal forest for around 5.9 million years since the Pliocene. This map is a representation of the historical range before 1996 by Norwell and Jackson, 1996. The yellow area represents the proposed historical range, and the white crosses are records of the Pallas cat before 1996 compiled for the Global Mammal Assessment. Although Lance et al. 2019 claim that the historic distribution of the species is uncertain, and the range represented in the map shows discrepancies when compared to the distribution records collected in the Global Mammal Assessment database. This being said, Lance et al. 2019 proposed that there is an urgent need for field studies to clarify the current and historic distribution of the Autocolobus manual. According to Lance et al. 2019, the species distribution, degree of range fragmentation, abundance, and population trends are actually not known for most regions, and the factors affecting variation are not understood. They also note that although a majority of local experts assume a decrease in distribution and abundance, there is not a population study that can confirm or explain this, and the ecological processes behind the assumed decline that's shown in the next map by the IUCN Red List, which we will see in the next slide. The map here is by the IUCN Red List and shows the cat's current distribution range. The red represents extant, orange represents possibly extant, gray represents that their presence is uncertain, and the black points represent records of the Pallas cat from the Global Mammal Assessment after 1996. According to Ross et al. 2012, the Pallas cat uses long and variable home ranges. While observing 9 male and 16 female cats in Central Asia, they observed that the home range size did not increase in response to low prey availability or seasonality, and that male cats' home ranges were 4 to 5 times larger than females. According to Ross 2009, evidence collected through radio collar data suggests that the choice of female home ranges are resource-based, while males adjust their home ranges to accommodate several females, contributing to the sparse distribution of the population. Ross 2009 also determined that distribution of individuals appears to be limited by snow cover, and it is rarely found in areas where the mean 10-day snow cover exceeds 10 centimeters. According to Ross 2012, smaller home ranges were associated with higher coverage of preferred rocky habitats in the home range center, whereas larger home ranges were associated with higher connectivity of rocky habitats. It is largely confirmed that the Pallas cat is included in the leopard cat lineage, but with an early divergence from other leopard cats, justifying its status as a unique genus according to Ross 2009. The leopard cat lineage split from a common felid ancestor approximately 6.2 million years ago, whereas domestic cats split approximately 3.4 million years ago. O'Brien and Johnson 2007 and Lee et al. 2016 claim that the Autocolobus manual diverged from its leopard cat ancestor around 5.9 million years since the Pliocene. Other members of the leopard cat lineage include the Asian leopard cat, the fishing cat, the flat-headed cat, and the rusty-spotted cat, according to Lee et al. 2016. This is shown in the phylogenetic tree here from Lee et al. 2016, which suggests that the Pallas cat is closely related to these species. Swanson et al. 1996 found that the Octolobus manul displays pronounced reproductive seasonality. Their observations indicated that births in captivity and the wild are concentrated during the months of April and May, but have occurred as late as August in zoos. The gestation period of 74 to 75 days corresponds to a female breeding season during January to February, whereas the male breeding season appeared to be longer, probably related to the lower energy cost of male reproduction, according to Swanson et al. 1996. They found that the values for the male reproductive parameters increased in October to December, with an abrupt transition occurring between late November and early December. Their analysis showed that spermogenesis nearly ceased during the non-breeding season. The reproductive seasonality marked by the Pallas cat was more marked than reported for the domestic cat, tiger, and clouded leopard, and rather appears more similar to the snow leopard. They further concluded that the male snow leopards and the Pallas cats exhibit nearly identical seasonal patterns for seminal characteristics and hormones, according to Swanson et al. 1996. And they concluded that this finding suggests an evolutionary convergence of seasonality in these two distantly related species. As noted before, Lance et al. 2019 proposed that the lack of consistent information regarding the species range restricts the development of conservation plans. According to the IUCN Red List, the Octolobus manul is currently listed as near threatened, meaning that populations are decreasing. Ross et al. 2016 indicate threats to the species include agriculture and aquaculture, specifically perennial crops, as well as livestock farming and ranching, energy production, mining, biological resource use, and climate change. Despite being near threatened, the Octolobus manul is legally hunted in Mongolia, according to Murdoch et al. 2006. The law allows the cats to be hunted for household purposes as long as hunters obtain permits from local governments. But Murdoch et al. 2006 claim that the permit system is largely ineffective and unrealistic, as it's only valid for 5 days, a permit, and details regarding the allowed number of cats harvested is not provided. They conducted interviews with herders living in the nature reserve in central Mongolia, where the Pallas cat is native to, and found that the Pallas cat is mainly hunted for their furs, and herders are known to use body parts for medicinal purposes, such as the cat's fat to relieve frostbite. They also learned that live cats are illegally transported to China, where international traders will pay up to $100 per cat. Conservation efforts that do exist are beginning to tell us more about the species. The Pallas Cat International Conservation Alliance, PICA, again, has and is currently conducting research on the Pallas cat in parts of its native range. They aim to develop further research on the species and educate people about the current conservation efforts. The PICA research team also works with local rangers and herders to conduct surveys, engage with government agencies, and raise awareness for the species.